All right, welcome to Me Time with Mind Escape Vibe, where this is your time to be kind to your mind. I'm so excited today because guess what? I don't have one guest. I got two. Self-care with Melanated Mamas. I'm going to just take a step back so the ladies can go ahead and introduce themselves. Ladies, who'd like to start?
I'll start. My name's Nicole Traylor. I am a mama of two. I live in Wesley Chapel, Florida, and I'm one of the co-founders of Self-Care for Melanated Mamas.
Hey everyone, my name's Lani, but everyone calls me Lani. I am now a biological mother of two, and I also have two bonus kiddos, so a mom of four. I am from Tampa, Florida, and one of the other co-founders of Self-Care for Melanated Mamas.
So you guys, what is Self-Care with Melanated Mamas? What do you guys do?
We walk alongside melanated mamas on their self-care and self-love journey. We focus on helping them build rituals and practices that they can take throughout their everyday life so that every day they are making time for themselves.
Every day. Did y'all hear that? Every day, not just on Saturday for 10 minutes in the morning. Every day. Every day. I'm just going to repeat that for the people in the back that want to switch it up for later.
Every single day. And
because
we do
life.
this. Right, exactly. Because life, we need those moments. And what we do in our community is create the space and the time for moms to actually put it on their calendar and do the things that will bring them joy, will bring them happiness, things to help them pour into their own cups and fill themselves up so that they can overflow into the others in their lives.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So I like to start the show and ask what mental victory vibe celebration you've done for yourselves. That's maybe an activity, some time that you take to yourself, maybe today or something you've done this week. What is your celebrations?
So I used to go to Target like every week and walk down the end caps because that's where they have all their clearance items, or at least that's where they used to. Now they sometimes mingle them in the aisles. But this was a process. I did it with my kids when they were young. My son's first word was red Target. And in recent years, I haven't done it as much. Being a homeschool mom, I'm with my kids a lot of time. It's not fun to go to Target with them. So I don't have that little excursion. And this Friday, my husband took them to their homeschool co-op activity, and I walked around Target for 2 hours, and it was the most glorious thing ever. And I will say this as a caveat because we can get in trouble with shopping. I was still mindful in my purchases. I knew they were things I was going to use or gift immediately, not save for 8 years later. But we do that. Everything was bought with a purpose. I put some stuff back in the end. I had the stuff in the cart and I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing with this. Let me just put it back, even though it's on clearance. But it was an escape for sure.
Look, my trips to Target I have to hype myself up. I'm like, okay, Renee, you're going to Target, you got your list, stick to your list. And it's not squirrel when you go in Target. Yeah. But it always is. I'm like, oh,
it always is.
Oh yeah.
So that's good.
I got out under $200. I think that's
you did great.
Yes.
Because when you leave, you're like, how did 1 + 1 + 5 + 7 equal 395? Like, how did that happen?
Exactly. What did I get?
I love it. That's a great mental victory, Nicole. Good job. Kudos to you. Let me see. Mine this week was I went on a date with my husband last night, and I was tired. I thought about I don't really want to, but we have a group that we go out and do dates with monthly. So of course they hold us accountable, right? Like y'all can't cancel on us. So did that, and I was going down the realm of mom guilt this morning because my daughter had a basketball game at 8 a.m. And my husband was like, no, you're tired. You did co-op all day yesterday. And then we went out on a date. Like, it's okay. You've gone to more basketball games than you've missed. So she'll be all right. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So I slept in this morning. That's That's what I did.
Ooh.
Instead of packing up myself and the baby and going to the basketball game, no, we slept in. And we
That's
talked
nice.
with her about it after the fact.
Now, is slept in for you later than 7 a.m.?
Yes, it can be. We slept until it was 8:40.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Well, when I say I'm sleeping in, I'm still up at 7:15, looking around like, what? I was sleeping in today. Why am I up? Yeah, but it's probably because my body is like, hey, we need to go walk. Get up right now.
Yeah. I made it to 8:40, so I'm proud.
So, what's your self-love theme song?
Beautiful, featuring Snoop Dogg and Pharrell. No, it's by Snoop Dogg, featuring Pharrell and Uncle Charlie. But yeah, I just sing that to myself. Beautiful, I just want you to know you're my favorite girl.
Get it.
I love it. That's a good one.
She dropped some bars on us today.
Hey.
Oh, I'm good for a song, y'all. That's always the joke in our lounge,
right.
You know, every month. Yeah, I'm gonna
impromptu karaoke, Nicole, every month. Come to the lounge just to hear that. Mine changes. Currently right now, my song is Energy by Tyler Jane. I love that song. I'm liking all her songs and her whole vibe. Go Nicole, go Nicole.
And I don't know it all. I just know working on my
energy. Yes.
It's like I always ask about the theme song, and it's because it's important. I think it's important because sometimes you just have to have that one song to get you through. You just pop that song in, you dance it out, you scream it out, cry it out. But after that song is over, you're like, okay, I can do life again. Let's get it.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Yeah, we have a whole playlist that we created. Actually, we created it for our first event that we ever did, and it's just been our playlist since then. We add to it, and it's always just that sets that mood, and I feel like it reminds me of my self-care because it's like it's from self-care from Melanated Mamas. So I'm like, it puts me in that vibe of take care of you. What do you miss?
I love it. I have a pleasure playlist that I play all the time. Yeah, and I just like to put it on. And it's funny, too, because I play it so much that my grandson can sing a lot of the songs. I had this GLADness night, Midnight Train to Georgia, Caleb singing, know all of the verses and the words. And then Tina Turner will come on. He said, that's Tina Turner. I'm like, oh, wow, I play this a lot. He
See, look at that. That's history and education right there.
Because at one point I was playing Michael Jackson and he said, who is that? I almost fell out. I was like, this is a disservice.
I have failed, right?
I got to figure this out. So I like to ask that question. So my first question for you guys, what have you considered or what have you done to develop healthier habits and beliefs?
Therapy.
Ooh.
I'm always the one who's going to remind everybody it's therapy.
Yes.
So 2020 was a, shake it up year for a lot of us. It was for me. And I had done therapy for moments in the past, but I was always like, this doesn't work. I'm just talking and I don't get it. And, and I would go a couple times and that was it. And in 2020, I was just at that point where I really dug in and could see how, because I was expecting that the therapist was going to give me an answer. Like, well, you just need to do X, Y, Z, and then it'll be great. And I realized, that's not what it is. I'm supposed to be digging into me and figuring out why and processing that. And that takes time. And also the first therapist you go to might not be your fit. Yeah. So, I'm on my third. I've been with her for almost 2 years now, and she is amazing. But again, third person I tried. And the other two were great. Like, they're great women. They were great people. I've been lucky enough to always have a Black female therapist, therapy for Black girls,
yes,
therapist. So that's the biggest. There's lots of little things, but that is definitely the biggest.
About you, Lani? You on mute? Oh.
Yes, things I've done.
She went on mute. She went on mute for that one, y'all. That's a new one for the podcast. A mute.
Ooh, okay. Things I've done to develop healthier habits.
Yes. And beliefs.
Okay. And beliefs.
Cultivating self-forgiveness. Basically, cultivating that self-forgiveness.
Right. I think the biggest thing that I've done is create and curate my community. Right. So I think a lot of times you behave in the same way as the people around you, right? Or you believe the things of the same beliefs as the people around you. So I've been intentional about creating little circles of people that have the same attributes that I aspire to or that I admire, right? I mean, if you are hanging around someone who is constantly like badgering themselves, having negative thoughts about themselves, like you kind of start to, that energy leaks out onto you as well. So I think that is the biggest thing that I've done in the past year, is just create and cultivate those little pockets of people that can help promote the positive, help lift me up when I'm down, and help encourage me when I need it.
So that was a nice refined way of saying she checked her circle. And she was like,
yes.
Maybe it's the end of your time in this circle. But it was nice while it lasted. I wish you the best.
Go in peace,
you know what?
And love. Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad you said that, because it wasn't easy either. Hold on, baby. Okay. It wasn't easy. I did struggle with like thinking like, man, this person's been in my life for X amount of years. Like, I want to keep them around, but sometimes you have to love them at a distance, for sure.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay to purge and merge. I had a blog post that I wrote last year about that, and I started off talking about how I wanted to clean my closet. You know, you walk in your closet and you're like, oh, I'm going to get rid of all this stuff I don't want. I am going to donate it. That's what I'm going to do. Then you walk in that closet and you start taking stuff down, and it multiplies. It's not one shirt becomes 5. You're like, what? And then you want to give up because you're like, it's so much, but you just got to keep going. You got to keep going, you know? So I love that. I love that it is so important to have community. And I know you ladies, you have a Facebook page, a community that you created for Melanated Mamas. And so what are some of the things that you guys do in your community?
So when we first started, we started with the Facebook group, but then we realized with the algorithm, you know, our message and our information wasn't getting to everyone, even those who signed up to be a part of the group. So we started an off social media group using the Mighty Networks platform. So that's where our private online community is host. And every month in there, we do a self-care study. So we dig into a specific self-care topic. In the past, we've done nutrition, we've done self-love, we did visioning for the future. This month coming up, we're doing social self-care, focusing on the people in your life and the categories they fall into, so you know how to give energy to them. And so the community is really there for us to do those studies together, but then have each other throughout the month as we're working on what we're doing, because we really focus on doing the work, whatever that process is. So when we're together in our studies, we're working on it and we're continuing it and building on it, so that we're not just learning a thing, because we do that, right? We go to a class and it's like, oh, that was lovely. Maybe I took some notes, or I have this workbook, and then on to life. But we're like, where's the workbook? So what'd you say on number 7? Like, let's talk about it.
So you guys are what I like to call accountability advocates, where you hold folks accountable. It's not a reprimand, but you're reminding them that, hey, you're important. You matter. Let's get it going. You got this.
Absolutely.
I love that. I think that we need a lot more accountability advocates, non-judgmental.
Yeah.
Just there to support, because it is that support and encouragement that keeps propelling people forward. It's kind of like my younger sister. She always says, keep elevating, sis, keep elevating. And accountability advocates help do that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because stuck on that one thing. Oh, I love it. Woo! I'm getting excited. I gotta calm down.
Yeah, it definitely works, because I always joke, like in the community or during our lounges, I'll say, don't tell Nicole your goals, because Nicole is going to remind you. But everybody needs a partner, needs a friend, needs, someone to help remind them, like, hey, you are great. You are going to do great things. Remember, you said we're not going to go on social media on Wednesdays, and it's Wednesday, and I saw you share 17 GIFs instead of taking that mental break that you need.
I think that's so important too, because when I started with Mind Escape Vibe, especially with blogging and everything, I was on social media so much, and it got to a place where I was burnt out. I was like, I can't post another reel. I can't do another post. I just don't have the words in me. So it's nice to know that there's a community that, hey, you said on Wednesday, every Wednesday, it was a no social day. I saw that GIF of that little person dancing. That's important, because I think those breaks away, it really gives you mental clarity and fresh insight. You need that. Oh, I love it. Ooh.
Yeah, I think that was one of the major reasons too we wanted to take our community off of Facebook, because we know, like, all of us are in a zillion Facebook groups, right? And you only see like 1/3 of the ones that you're in, but then it leads you down the rabbit hole of like, oh, this person posted this, let me click on their profile, let me look through their pictures, let me da 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 da. Whereas in our community, this is something that you intentionally want in your life, something that you need, and there's not all this extra noise around it.
I love it. Noise, because sometimes you got to block out the noise to just hear your own voice. Ooh, I don't know. It's sitting on my spirit. That's just hitting me different. I'm sorry.
Yes,
blocking out that noise. I love it so much. What about self-acceptance? Like, self-acceptance is something that we talk a lot about, being kind to ourselves, offering ourselves grace. Within your community, how do you promote that with your members?
So we have a system we call Mama Moments. So each letter stands for something. I won't name them all, but it's our check-in with ourselves to make sure that we are checking in with ourselves. And I think, I don't know if this answers the self-acceptance question exactly, but it definitely goes into self-love, because when someone else is having a problem, we look at them and go, oh, what do you need? Can I help you with the baby? So you can go do that. Or, oh, do you need me to call to get the thing you were just talking about? Or do you need a ride? Like we're natural to figure out, like, how can we be of service when we see something not working? But a lot of times we don't do that for us. We know we are tired, we're drained, we're stressed, headed to that overwhelm, and we just keep going. Probably because we feel like we need to give this person a ride and help this person with the baby and right? But the first thing that we need to do is whatever we need. And I think once you get over that barrier of self-acceptance and self-love, it's that deservingness, if that's a word. That you deserve that same care that you're willing to offer everyone else. And you actually need to take it first so that you can help with the baby, give the ride, make the calls, do whatever.
I think I have another message for the people in the back. She said, it is okay to put you first. It is okay to prioritize yourself.
Yes.
Because it helps you to have that clarity and fill your cup so you can be present for the people that you love.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
I love you loving it.
I get so excited about things like that. I really do. I used to do in the summer a lot with my grandson. We used to have Gratitude Tuesday. And the reason I wouldn't start a Gratitude Tuesday is because Caleb always wanted to go on social media, and Caleb thought, oh, I'm going to go on social media and I can do it. I was like, no way, not without grandma. We social media together. And so every Tuesday I'd make him be on camera and do a reel and talk about what he was grateful for. And so it helps me to see, it's like when I hear this, I'm even more grateful for this, what you do. I'm more grateful for the community. I'm just so grateful. It's a beautiful thing. That's why I get so excited. And I try to dial it back. My brain is saying, Renee, you're too excited.
No, Renee, accept yourself. Be excited. You don't have to dial it back.
That's how you feel.
So, but I love self-gratitude, and I love to see it. I love to see gratitude and given to other people. I love programs that help you to express gratitude, that remind you that it's okay to pour into you. It's okay to be grateful for you. Oh my God. I get so excited. I'm sorry. So speaking of gratitude, what do you guys do to show self-gratitude to yourselves, for yourselves?
Yeah. So in our community, we call ourselves serial journalers. We journal all the time. Not journalists, journalers. We journal all the time. And I shared my story a while back. I never journaled. I would I'm going to journal, but then I felt like I had to fill up this whole page, right? And have like this beautifully written thing. And then I was like, I just write down what I'm grateful for every day. So that is definitely something that I still do. Some days my journal is a little bit more extensive, but I always write down things that I'm grateful for. And we encourage people to start there, is just writing down what they're grateful for, which encourages them to look for things throughout the day that they can be grateful for. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. Like, yes, we're grateful for our families and our homes and all that good stuff, but you know what? That coffee was the exact right temperature and I drank it before it got cold. That's something that we can be grateful for. So the more that you write down, you start to look for those small moments that are just so beautiful that we can be grateful for.
I love it. I love it. What about you, Nicole? Do you have anything different that you do to express, or for the group that you share in the group, in your community, for self-gratitude?
Just to go off what she was saying and looking at what's happening, I always say journal the gratitude for what happened in the last 24 hours.
Oh,
because we can sometimes think about those big things, or even things that are coming. Like, I'm grateful that I'm going to St. Thomas in August, and I am. But if you think what happened yesterday, like she was saying, it makes you more present as you're going through your day, because you're kind of looking for the gratitude, right? Like, I'm so happy and grateful that Danielle introduced Renee to our community so that we were able to connect with her through our events and her podcast, and we're building this relationship of like minds.
Yes.
You know? So those are the kind of the gratitude statements that I love. But you also asked, what do you do, like, to show gratitude to yourself? Yeah. I think that also goes back to our mama moments. Like, I, like a lot of us, are programmed into just going. And I stop and say to myself, like, you don't have to. You are worthy of this rest. You can stop at 8 p.m. and go color and watch Grey's Anatomy, even though it kind of sucks now because Meredith's gone. And
wait a minute, girl. Meredith is gone? I knew she did that email. After I heard about the email on Instagram, I was like, what's going to happen now? So she gone? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, last week was her farewell episode, and it was the wackest episode. Shonda Rhimes, I love you to death, but that was not the most beautifully executed episode in Shondaland, no.
Sorry, y'all. You know, Grey's Anatomy has been around a while. I'm sorry. Meredith Grey is gone. Wow. If you haven't watched the episode, sorry. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, by the time this airs, it'll have been like over a month. So it's okay. It's okay.
Wow. Okay.
But that was my self-care one night. I distinctly remember going, you know what? I'm gonna watch this live. I don't watch a lot of live TV, but it was like, it's her last episode. I'm gonna stop working. I'm gonna go get my coloring sheets and I'm gonna sit there and color. And FYI, the reason I use coloring sheets is because that way I can't go on social media. I can't try to work. I can't try to fold laundry and be productive. No. Solid.
That's actually a good idea, because I am guilty of the TV's on and I am on TikTok.
Yeah, we all are. We all are.
I'm very,
because we're serial multitaskers, right? And like you said, like, oh, I need to be productive while I'm trying to relax. No, just relax.
Yeah. That's actually something I did today. I have a Frenchie and I am going out of town, and I was spending a little time with her because I sent her to the doggy spa, because she a lot, y'all. She a lot. Okay. If she was here right now, you hear her snoring because she a lot. And I was like, let's just cuddle and sit here before you go. And I was like, when I sat with her, I was like, this is nice. I literally thought, let me just lay my head back just a little. It was really nice. So you're right. It's okay to sit still. And I say that all the time. It's okay to be still. But you find yourself going, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I have to do that. I love it. I do. And I like the idea of starting small. One thing, two things that you're grateful for within the last 24 hours, because I think that is something that you don't think about when you think about gratitude. You're thinking about that greater view. I'm grateful for waking up this morning. Yes, I am grateful for waking up this morning, but I am also grateful that when I got up this morning and I walked in the kitchen, I had some green tea. and it was still warm when I drank it. And then I was able to cook a little breakfast and didn't have to go. So yeah, I like that idea. Yeah. Or, one of the things that Danielle talks about, she did about eating for energy, focus, and confidence. Mm-hmm. And we talked about snarky snacking, and she talked about, drink some water first and figure out what you really need. And I have really started doing that. And I am so grateful for that tip, because I will drink water first and ask myself, Renee, what do you really need? Yeah. And it helped me cut back on my snarky snacking. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it. I love to hear it.
What do you need, not what do you want?
Yeah. And a lot of times we live in that I want.
Yeah.
I want. So I know at the event on Sunday, I attended your event. I was there, and you had different vendors I talked about this. It was beautiful. Zumba, HIIT, and yoga. I did Zumba, and I talked about how in my mind, I had every move right. Like I was getting it. But visually, it probably didn't look that way. So what do you guys do for movement and for joy and fulfillment to just continue that self-care and pouring into yourselves?
Yeah, that's okay. I love Zumba, and Zumba is about the energy and keeping moving. It does not matter if you have the counts down. It don't matter. Just laugh and move and have fun. Yeah. I can't always fit Zumba in because life, because children, because responsibilities. But something that I always do with my girls every single day is we turn on music and we just dance around the house. If I don't do anything else, movement in a day, I'm dancing. I'm playing music and I'm dancing. I do try to fit in walks as well, but dancing. Again, just taking 5 minutes to dance. You ready to dance right now? You ready to dance?
Dance.
Like, okay. She finally got the memo. All I wanted was her to lift me up just a little. She finally got the memo. How many times did I have to say it?
Yeah.
Right. I wasn't listening. I'm listening now.
I love it. She's so cute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
what do you do?
I love going on walks with friends. So I am about pairing activities, as you can see, TV with the coloring. So I generally pair friend time with walks. I have a couple friends that's how we see each other the most. And it is being productive, but it is being productive with self-care. So physical self-care with the walk, social self-care, being able to check in with a friend. I'm not going as fast as I would if I was on my own, doing my thing, but I actually move longer and, have that benefit of connecting with somebody while I'm doing it. We had a business meeting last week while taking a walk, so it's good to get, and it's actually another mama moment outside. That's one of the big things. So generally, the walks happen outside. So we're getting outside, we're moving our body, we're talking. That's one of them. T is for talk. So we're talking to our friend. So that's one of my go-to that I do at least once a week, if not 2 or 3 times a week.
That's great. Like my gentle movement, I walk every day. And so I walk every day. It wasn't because I woke up one day and said, I am going to start gentle movement and I am going to walk every day. No, that's not how it started. I had a trainer and I was like, I just don't know what to do. She was like, well, you know what I need for you to do? I just need for you to start walking. How about that? Just walk. And you don't have to go far. I just need for you to walk 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes turned into 20 and to 30. And I found out that I really, really like it. And my body lets me know if I don't. Even if I go and I'm visiting family and it's cold, because my family's in the Midwest, or if I'm traveling and I have to go to Colorado, I'm like, I find a place where I can get a walk in, even if it's on the treadmill. I got to get a walk in. So it's great to be able to do that. And I love that it's a mommy moment. I love it. Y'all. Listen, take those moments. Take the moments. Yeah. And one of the things that I really find important, especially when we're talking about health and chronic conditions and just trying to love on ourselves, to extend our lives for the people we love, right? It's walking, what it does for your cardiovascular system. Like,
oh yeah,
just move, just dance it out. You can get a good exercise in with dancing for 5 minutes. I took a twerking class one time. I made it 3 minutes in that class. I made it 3 minutes. I was like, this is a lot of work. She was like, yes, it is, isn't it? It was an hour. I was like, I can't make it the whole hour.
I can't twerk for an hour.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. So a question that I like to ask everyone is, what advice would you give to your younger self to help cultivate that self-trust and self-love and all of those things over the years? Especially you're starting out in the teen years and you're in your 20s and you're moving through life. You have some kids, things kind of get pushed down. What advice would you give your younger self?
You are worthy. You are worthy just because. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to control the outcomes. You're only responsible for yourself. You're not responsible for anybody else until you make some humans. But just remember that just take care of you and the rest will fall in line.
Ooh. Young people that's listening, do you hear that? You are worthy. Take care of you. Yes. You don't have to be like anybody else. Just be like you.
I love it. Snaps. I don't know if y'all can hear my snaps, but
we hear it. Why?
Yes.
I love that. I might have to add that to the podcast. Like, okay, she just dropped the gem. Let's get some snaps in that. Thank you, Lani. Thank you.
Anytime, girl. Anytime. Okay. What would I tell my younger self? The same thing that I probably tell my current self is that you already have everything you need. Everything you need is inside of you. Maybe you haven't accessed it yet, but it is there. It was there from birth. Don't be afraid. Tap into those gifts and talents that you naturally already have. They are there. It might not be easy, of course, but there's nothing that you can't do. The power is within you.
I know that's right. I love that you said it might not be easy, of course, because the podcast with my younger sister that I just dropped is anything worth it, it ain't easy. Anything worth it ain't easy. And Ebony said that a couple of times, and I was like, when she said it the first time, I did. I said, "Yeah, you was talking to Mama today, when you was talking about Mama." She was like, "No, this is really what I think." But it's so true. It's all there. We all have a talent. We all have a skill.
So we have to give Lani her snaps.
Yes.
I don't make a good snap sound, but
no, that's good. That's a good snap.
I love it.
I love that because the part you didn't say, but I know you meant, is that you don't have to get it from somewhere else.
Right.
You know, like you have it. Stop looking for it in a book or a person or a relationship, or like you have it.
Yes. And you know what? It kind of full circle back to Nicole mentioning therapy. Like, again, sometimes we approach therapy like, cool, I'm gonna go tell this person my problems. They're gonna give me the answer, you know? And they lead you to understand that I'm not giving you the answer. You can find the answer within yourself. I'm going to help you tap into that and pull it out.
Yeah, doing that soul work. And sometimes doing the soul work is hard. And you won't always come out smiling. You will have some days where tears will be involved. Yes. However, the growth from doing that soul work, it makes it so worth it. It makes it so worth it. And when I see the young ladies, and that's one of the reasons why I asked this question, because if I have young ladies listening to this and one of them is going through it and they're searching for whatever they need in someone else, and they hear this and they're like, wait a minute, you mean I it's within me? Like, we helped somebody.
Yes.
You know, we helped someone. We helped that young lady say, oh, okay, let me try to figure that out. Maybe she'll go look for her an accountability advocate. You know, I love it. This is why I love it. This is why I love Me Time with Mind Escape Vibe, because my mind is so full right now, and it's just so happy. Just so it is. So how can Me Timers find out more about Melanated Mamas, get a hold of you, attend events, whether they're in person or virtual? How can they get a hold of you?
Everything is on the website, selfcareformelanatedmamas.com. We are going to give Renee a link to for you to join our email list, so that can be in the what do you call it?
In the show notes.
Oh, is that it? Okay, yeah.
Yes. She must have seen me grab my little notepad, because this is what I normally do. I grab my notepad and start writing all the notes so I can have it.
Yes. So we want you guys to have the Mama Moments guide. So we're going to give you the links so that when you join the email list, you get that guide so you can completely see what we were talking about, learn a little bit more about us, and connect.
Wait, I can't end the show without you guys talking about your book. The book that you introduced last week. I'm sorry.
Our journal?
I had to. Yes, the journal.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I couldn't. It landed right in my head. I was like, wait a minute. We didn't talk about that.
Yes, thank you. Oh, and if you're looking for us on socials, everything is at Self-Care for Melanated Mamas, spelled out FOR.
Except for TikTok.
It's
the number 4.
Except on TikTok, it's the number 4. Yes. All right. So we're working on our wording, because we were saying, oh, we created this journal. No. We wrote and published a journal called Self-Care Sunday Journal. And it falls right in line with our community. So what it encourages melanated mamas to do, melanated aunties, sisters, cousins, everybody, is to sit down and look at your calendar and intentionally put your self-care on the calendar, right? Because we know when we schedule things, we're like, yes, I have that doctor's appointment at 6. I will be there on time. We need to schedule in our self-care. And again, we teach you and talk to you in this journal and let you know that self-care is not necessarily all those big things like going to get a massage, going to get a pedicure. Yes, those things are in there, but also sitting down to put all your bills on auto pay so that it's not occupying your mind space, that is self-care as well, right? So we go through the different types of self-care. We encourage you to sit down and look at it weekly, set your weekly intentions around your self-care, and put it on your schedule so that you can do it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I was like, wait a minute. I can't let this in without talking about that. And I also want to just end with a quote, because we know that it's Women's History Month. I'm getting to my calendar because I have like 50 of them. I love it. So I wanted the quote I am going to end with is, courage is like a muscle. We strengthen it by use. The journal that Self-Care for Melanated Mamas just talked about helps you to strengthen that muscle. So it's time, y'all. Take inventory of your self-love kit and start by strengthening your muscle. Start by strengthening your self-love muscle. And they have just the journal for you to do it.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I cannot wait to just do more with you guys. I can't wait to be part of the community and be part of the group, because I have to continue to pour into myself as well. It is a lifestyle. You can't do it once and it's all there. We got to continue to work on it. So I appreciate you coming on the show today. And Me Timers, don't forget to check them out. And remember, this is Me Time with Mind Escape Vibe. Where it is your time to be kind to your mind. You guys have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.